The hardest part of Indiana Jones and the Unicorn's Legacy is getting past the title. He's chasing unicorns now? What is this, Harry Potter? No, wait, that's Indiana Jones and the Philosopher's Stone. My mistake.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
We start with a two-chapter flashback to sometime between books 1 and 2. Indy and his fellow students are in France, hoping to discover some new cave paintings. Indy finds a cave that's only accessible through an underwater tube. American Mara Rogers insists on coming along with him, saying she's a great swimmer. I thought the two of them made a cute couple. They flirt a bit. But Roland Walcott's the rude teacher in charge of the operation. He breaks into the cave from above in order to steal the Ice Age relics and sell them for a fortune. He tries to shoot Indy and Mara to cover up his tracks. They overpower him, and he plunges into the water, never to be seen again. Tragically, Indy and Mara's budding relationship is cut short when she has to go to Italy. It's 4 years later. Indy is the teacher at an unspecified college. His co-workers constantly joke about Indy's reputation as the best-looking teacher in school. Don't listen to them, Indy. They're just jealous. All the talk of romance is only increased because Indy plans to spend the summer in New Mexico with Mara. They're finally gonna reunite. She gets a telegram from Indy telling her to meet him at the Mesa Verde cliff dwellings. It's a trap! Roland Walcott's still alive. He and his violent goons kidnap Mara and kill her Indian guide. He demands to have her family's unicorn horn, so he can sell it to an Italian man named Diego Calderone. Walcott sends a fake telegram to Indy, too. As a result, Indy and his friend, Jack Shannon, are alone studying petroglyphs. This book emphasizes the dirty petroglyphs that probably would not be shown in an Indiana Jones movie. Jack gets bored, so he wanders off by himself. Then he plays dress-up. He puts on Indy's hat and waves Indy's whip around. That's when the culprits arrive. They mistake Jack for Indy and kidnap him. I found this part a little hard to believe. A grown man plays dress-up, without prompting, at the perfect time, so there could be a sitcom-style case of mistaken identity. That's like 4 coincidences thrown together at the same time. In more coincidences, Mara's father, Smitty, runs the local hotel, and he has the entire area memorized because he was part of an excavation team in his youth. So he knows exactly where to go to find the villain's hideout. These villains are extra nasty. They talk quite a bit about their plans to rape Mara. Indy and Smitty go to the hideout at night. There's a big fight against the guards, which turns into an even bigger shootout when the relatives of the murdered Indian guide attack. Jack is saved, but Walcott and his meanest guard escape. The next 100 pages or so are not good. The story drags a lot. It would have been more fitting for the globe-trotting adventures of Indiana Jones if they went to a new location. Say the unicorn horn is hidden in Portland, everybody rushes there. Mara spends 80 pages in the desert searching for the unicorn horn, and she's ultimately unsuccessful. So that was a huge waste of time. Mara told Jack a series of letters and numbers, which referred to an excavation site where she hid an old family journal. It's sort of like Nancy Drew, Curse of Blackmore Manor. We have an entry from every family member who's ever owned the unicorn horn, going back hundreds of years. I thought it was interesting, but I don't think it needed to go on for 10 pages. Most of the family members agree. The horn is cursed with bad luck, and it should be destroyed. Indy goes to Aguila, who is Mara's great-grandfather, who just happens to be the Navajo man who sent Indy on a vision quest to meet his spirit animal back when Indy was 18. Indy has more mystic visions. He turns into an eagle and flies to the canyon, which has a cave, which is actually a mystic portal that opens into the earth, more on that in the next book, which can only be opened if you know the correct 3 symbols that only appear during the summer solstice to reveal the unicorn horn. This section goes on for quite some time, and there is a similar section where Mara recaps every interaction she's ever had with Aguila. Walcott has a much easier time finding the unicorn horn. He captures Mara's mother, and she says where it is. She knew the whole time, huh? I guess Indy and Mara should have asked her first. Everyone converges on the cave where there is a lot of death. Mara's mother is killed. Smitty tries to double-cross everyone, then he kills himself. Mara kills Walcott, then she double-crosses everyone. She was also working for Calderone the whole time. She steals the unicorn horn, then leaves for Indy. I'm sorry, leaves for Italy. She tries to kill Indy, but can't bring herself to do it. In the final 4 chapters, Indy and Marcus, Brody, go to Italy. Indy disguises himself as an old German professor who's an expert at ancient artifacts. He offers to examine the unicorn horn, which is a secret plot to swap it with a duplicate. Indy's trick is discovered. He makes a daring escape from Calderone's villa, only to be quickly recaptured and taken back. At this point, Calderone reads Mara's family's journal. He is instantly convinced that the horn is cursed. He thinks Mara was secretly trying to curse him the whole time, so he orders Indy to kill Mara. But then Calderone goes away for a while. That gives Indy and Mara enough time to steal the unicorn horn and stage a second daring escape. Mara is killed by Calderone, who is instantly arrested by the police. Indy puts the unicorn horn back into the underground portal. He uses dynamite to seal off the cave forever. The end. Well, not really, to be continued. Post-book follow-up. I really liked the first third of the book. The last 4 chapters were okay. Could have been better, but they felt a lot more like a typical Indiana Jones action-packed adventure than the middle part. Those middle 10 chapters were pretty bad. The easiest way to improve the book would be to remove as much of that section as possible, but it's about half the book. I saw multiple complaints that the settings were poorly described. There are at least 5 different locations, which don't get described much, beyond it's a desert, and there are cliffs. So even when they switch locations, it feels like they're in the exact same spot, which does not help the fact that the middle part is boring and drags on for too long. I liked Mara. I did not predict that she would turn evil, although many other readers did. I was fooled because she was 100% working against Walcott. So it confuses me that she and Walcott were both working for the same villain the whole time. Why did Calderone pit them against each other? Shouldn't he have wanted them to work together and double his chances of getting the unicorn horn? Overall, the book is a mixed bag. I would have loved it if the entire thing was as good as the start. It would have been decent if the entire thing was as good as the end, but the middle ruins the book. Maybe just skip chapters 9 through 17. Maybe 7 through 17? I don't know. I give Indiana Jones number 5, Indiana Jones and the Unicorn's Legacy, a 4 out of 10.